it away.
Okay, first of all, I have to apologise because for the first time in 8 years, the 8 years I've been living in New Zealand, I have really bad jet lag. And it's just a good job that this conference has been really awesome and I'm still awake. But, and I also have a 3-year-old that's kept me awake from 1:30 till 5:30 this morning. So if I just fall off the stage, that's what's going on. I'm just hoping, I work for the New Zealand Department of Conservation and I work as a media advisor, and I'm actually going to look at a story that's more about our social media, but it's just sharing with you a snapshot from our work to engage more people in conservation. So there is one story in New Zealand conservation that has captured the hearts and minds of people across the globe more than any other. And it is shagged by a rare parrot. And you probably all know this. I think in the UK people know it even more than in New Zealand. But when the BBC documentary Last Chance to See filmed Mark Cawardine and Stephen Fry with the kakapo there, which is Sirocco, they didn't know that they were going to have more of an impact on conservation in New Zealand and beyond than they could have hoped for, really. It has all the ingredients for a successful story. It's got quirkiness, humour, celebrity and sex. And we're just going to watch a little bit of it now, if that's okay.
A typical male, Sirocco is clearly only interested in one thing.
Oh, look at that.
Ow. God, he's got sharp claws.
He's getting a bit frisky.
Ow. Ow.
Do you think it is he's actually attempting a sort of mating ritual? He is. Oh, nuts. You are being shagged.
Or not. Ow. God, it's sharp.
Look, he's so happy.
I'm sorry, but it's one of the funniest things I've...
So it's actually resulted in Sirocco occupying a government position in New Zealand, which is as a spokesbird for conservation. He uses social media to connect with audiences that we couldn't have reached kind of any other way, and we use kind of topics, actually not me, the social media team, kind of tie into topics of the day and keep it relevant, keep it meaningful for people. He also makes public appearances. He engages with people on a less intimate basis than he did with Mark, but he does work as an ambassador and he travels around the country and people can meet him face to face, and he works meeting business leaders and celebrities and the public. And he seems to thrive on the attention. He, because of his background, he can't really, he seems to like humans more than other kakapos, so he's not really good in the breeding program for these rare birds. So he actually works really well as an ambassador, and he likes it. And this is a lovely quote from Douglas Adams. He beautifully describes how kakapos seem to make natural ambassadors. And but he also talks about the fact that it's moving on its own, that the situation is a little bit grim in New Zealand. We have more than 4,000 species classified as endangered, and around 800 are listed as at high risk of extinction. And that number is on the increase by more than 200 in the past 5 years. So our aim at the department is to work much more in partnership, which makes this conference really relevant. So we all have to do more. Sirocco plays a really important role in the wider effort by the Department of Conservation to engage more people in conservation. The kakapo recovery program is in itself, it keeps jumping forward, is in itself a long-term partnership between the Department of Conservation, New Zealand aluminium smelters, and the charity over there, Forest and Bird. And it's been going for 25 years. But we also have other partnerships. We work either just empowering local groups to kind of care for the places that they value, or we've got really high-end ones dealing with the pest issues in New Zealand. So partnership is a big thing for us. And also, we're not just trying to attract people, New Zealanders, to get involved in conservation. Tourism is a huge, huge thing in New Zealand. I think it's 1 in 8 people in New Zealand are employed by the tourism industry in some way. And conservation sits at the heart of that. So, I guess what I'm trying to talk about, there's a whole other conversation in terms of using fluffy animals to tell your stories, but it's just one way in which you can kind of seize on an opportunity that presents itself. And when nature is involved, reality is generally way less interesting than way more interesting than fiction. And yeah, thanks.
That's great. Thank you.